Hi, welcome back to my channel, my lifelong weight loss journey. My name's Patty, and I know today, since this is my 6th video, I was going to talk about the 2012 to 2020, but I decided instead today to do something different. I'm going to do an update. Now, I started this journey, the GLP-1 on January 14th of 2025. I weighed 226 pounds. In jeans, it was like a 22, I think. But now I fit into a size 12 jeans. I was wearing like a 2XL shirt. But probably could have been an XL because I always like things flowy and big to try to hide under. But now large, and could actually, a lot of them mediums do fit. I'm not one to like things super clingy, so it's a medium or a large. And like in regular, like the stretchy type pants, pull-ons, mediums, which these are sizes that I never even saw 50 years ago when I was 16 years old. It just blows my mind. And my recent weight was when I, last Thursday, when I did my shot, I was on semaglutide, compound semaglutide, until November. From January 14th, 2025 till November 14th, 2025. And then I switched to compound tirzepatide. And I've slowly gone up over the months, but that's when the inches really started going. The pounds I've lost 63.4 pounds. So, and it's been, 15 months? 15, just about 60. So, let's see. So 63.4 divided by, let's see, January to January is 12. So just about 17 months. So let's say divided by 17. So I was averaging 3 3/4 pounds a month. So about 3/4 of a pound a week average. So that nice and slow, and that's what you really want to do. The average is like a half a pound to up to 2. The 2 is like, if you're really, really like in the 300s and stuff, you may start losing a little faster. But the inches just started coming off once November when I started on the tirzepatide. It was like every month it was like, whoa, another size, whoa, another size. The bottom half, the jean, it was like, oh, I'd buy a pair to wear to Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving actually in a week or so, I wore them, but they were already getting big, and by the time Christmas came, those were like, I was down a whole nother size, and so I had to get a different pair, wore them by, it was like every month, and then it was like, boom, so it's just something, that never thought could ever happen in my life, and because I had disappointment the whole life, and always, I tried and tried and struggled and stayed on it, and, living in the life of this, calorie reduction for years, and nothing, and then the doctor's always like, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that. I am. But until the one doctor that I met here, and she said, oh, you have insulin resistance. And so then I finally decided, oh, okay. And I got on and the semaglutide, and within months, my fatty liver was gone. I had had fatty liver, and and then they did a abdominal ultrasound, and you don't have fatty liver. It's like, it disappeared. And the answer is, if my numbers could never get my morning sugars, no matter how far fasting, they would never be under 120. And my sister and my brothers were all the same in our family. Now mine run at 90. They're normal. 103. They're always under that. They're in the normal range all the time now. And my A1C is 5.2. I'm not even in the pre-diabetes category anymore, which was like, wow. And when I look at the 162.6 that I weigh now, it's like, I didn't weigh this. I mean, I weighed this at 16, but my body shape was so different that I would not have fit in a size 12 that I fit in now. It's gotten rid of the abdominal fat. Look like a deflated balloon with a bunch of, but I ain't out there for anybody. It's just for my own health and for feeling better on my own. And but yeah, I'm on the compound right now. I do 50 units of the compound tirzepatide, which is like approximately like a 12. Like, I know Zepbound, they go 10, 13 and a half, I think it is. So it's under that. It's like around a 12, because I think 60 units is a 13.5. But I don't want too much, because if you have too much, you have no appetite at all. And that's not what you want. You still want to have an appetite, but you still want to be able to eat, and that you want. But if you get too much in there, then it's like you don't even want to eat, and that is not. You still got to have food for your body. So, I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not anything like that. I'm not. This is just what I'm doing, and what I've been told by my doctors and the dietitians and stuff, that, so you want to make sure you find a spot. And I've been on this for a while. You want to make sure, but I don't have the food noise, not calling me to go in. I can actually have chocolate in the house or potato chips, and they don't call me. They don't even taste good anymore. It's like the potato chips taste too salty. The ones that were always my favorite, the sour cream and cheddar Ruffles. Now they're like, one. It's like, nah, they just taste too strong, it's like your whole taste changes. And now I would sooner have like Skinny Pop popcorn. Although you got to get the hulls out of your teeth with that stuff, but it can be in the house too and crave. There could be a bag of the Reese's peanut butter miniature peanut butter cups in the fridge, because it's hot here, so you keep them in the fridge, which they're always better anyway, in my opinion. But the bag has been in there for 7 weeks, and it's still over half full. It's like once in a great while, just to have something. But it's just life. At first, when I started, the only thing I've done all along for exercise is I have one of the peddlers, like that, they call it the under desk or whatever, but I sit on the edge of the couch or the end of a chair and do it. And for last year, I've been doing 60 minutes on it a day. There's programs on the one I have, and so they're like 30-minute programs, little different, the level, and it goes forward, backward, and it works your legs and thighs. And I've been doing one of those for a few years now, ever since I broke my kneecap, and my ortho doctor told me to get one of those because it works your legs and keeps my knee going. And now I do 90 minutes a day. Once in a great while I do more, but now, and then I now have added, I've got a walking pad that has like a bar because, I'm old and I don't want to fall again. But I do that 3-4 times a week at 20 minutes. Just put on some good old classic 70s music and go to town, walking slowly, getting that. And then now that our pool is up and going here in the park where I live, I'm going to start doing the pool again because I love the swimming, where I like to do treading water in the middle of the thing and then plus swimming around. And so I'll probably be doing that 2-3 times a week for an hour a day. But those are, and then I have resistance bands that I do. I still do some of the exercises that my physical therapist gave me after breaking my kneecap and having surgery and all that. That builds up, like in the morning when I do toe raisers while I'm brushing my teeth in the morning and at night, because that's one of the ones. And then the standing with the leg kicks to the side and to the left and forward and back, and some squats while you're standing there by the sink. You can, use and go down and do that. And then I do the resistance bands. You put them around the legs, and then you're pulling the legs apart. This is like to keep strengthening, because when I busted my kneecap, it disconnected I couldn't, no matter what, I couldn't tell that leg to move because it busted the kneecap, and so nothing was connected from the bottom or the top. So they had to put it back together and then reattach those, and then it had to heal. I had 3 months of just this brace on that I could not move it. It had to be straight for 3 months, and then finally it started where they cranked it so that I could move it 20% and then 40 for a couple weeks, and then got to where I could bend it 90%, and then I could finally take the brace off and walked with a cane for about a year. And I think a lot of that was, because for about a year after getting it, every now and then I would be walking and I would go, but that leg wouldn't. Every now and then, so I'd almost fall. So if I had the cane, I could catch and be, but then I haven't used that for over a year and a half now, but it was a long healing when you're old, and I do not want to fall and break anything again. This week now, tomorrow I go to my doctor here, and then I'll be getting a DEXA scan. Those, once you get past a certain age, like at least every 3 years, which it's been 3 years since I had that. And then I'll be having my yearly mammogram. And usually twice a year I have my blood work done, and I just had that done in North Dakota before I came. So I printed out all those results for my doctor here in Arizona. She wanted to see them. And everything is good. Everything is in the green zone. It's just, the GLP-1 is an amazing thing. I will try. I don't know how far. I'm only 5'2", but, there's so much hanging skin around on my thighs and everything, that I would swear there's 15 pounds or more of skin on there that I'll have her give me a good estimate tomorrow. But I don't know. I'll know, my body will tell me when I'm at the right. When I first started this, I said if I got to Wonderland, like 199, I'd be lucky, because I didn't think that I wouldn't have been surprised if I didn't get there, and then I got there. And then I'm like, wow. And then that's when, right after that, I had switched to the tirzepatide. And then it was like, whoa, whoa. And you're at 180. Oh, now you're 170. And now you're in the 160s. And now I'm so close to the 150s that I can't imagine. So now, then after I got to 200, then I was like, okay, 165, because never thought the day would come when I would get there. 50 years since you'd seen it, and I seen it and I'm past it. So now, I don't know, I'll talk to my doctor tomorrow and we'll see, but I'm thinking I'm happy here. If I lose, I'm happy, I don't know that I want to go lower than 150, because maybe then the skin would be too much hanging. So I'll discuss that with my doctor tomorrow, because that's, you always want to discuss these kind of things with your doctor and see what they say, that would be good for you. But I just thought today I would come on and just talk a little bit about the GLP-1 and how amazing that it is. Now, I've been lucky. I didn't have any side effects. I did get constipated once, but it was my own fault. And I won't let that happen again, because at that point I was, listening to things, and it's like, worry about making sure you're getting your protein, because I didn't want to lose my, your muscles and bone things. And then I was making sure that I was eating that and the protein and stuff, and I wasn't getting fiber enough. And yeah, not something, yeah, if you've ever had it so bad, yeah, that was the worst week of my life, I think, and one of the worst things in my life. And I said, no, that's not happening again. So now, what worked I tried doing the mixing the drink, in the thing, but everything settles to the bottom and you have to chug it, and I can't chug it. And so that didn't work. Well, then I found Metamucil gummies, and these are orange flavored, and they're good. They're sugar free, and they're really good. So it's 3 as a serving. I do that in the morning. And then I also, get fiber in my protein shake that I use, the Premier Protein shake that I use in my coffee in the morning, and make a protein iced coffee. And then I also have the Shameless gummies. They're a little expensive, but they're really good. They are low sugar and they are fiber, like the little whole bag. When it's like you get fiber, and it helps you keep going normal things. So yes, so I can't say that was a side effect. It was, but it was my own fault, because I wasn't doing what I was supposed to be doing. But I didn't have the nausea and the, diarrhea and all that kind of stuff, and the headaches and stuff. I get a fibro headache every now and then, but I know that is something that I've lived with for over 20 years, and that is something that I have to deal with. That's not because of the thing. It's something that it feels the same as then. So, but, everybody isn't as lucky. Some, there is side effects, but if you're thinking about it, talk to your doctor and just go for it. If you can, go for it, because if you've never had anything work in your life, you've tried everything like me, you've bought every book, every diet thing on the shelf, it's really weird. I was thinking the other day, way back in the 70s, there was it was like, they looked like little caramels, and they came in a box, and they were called AIDS, AYD, and this was like the mid-70s. And you were like, oh, chewed 2 of these with a cup of coffee or a cup of tea, and they were appetite suppressants, and you could eat them. I'm like, oh, I tried those. I think I tried every pill on the thing, and like I said, I did fen-phen, I did, every diet, and nothing worked. Except now. But this is now a lifestyle. It has gotten the voice out of the head talking to me all the time, saying, you should go have this, go have that, go have that. It's not there anymore. And my body works right. The insulin resistance is gone, and my blood sugars are normal, in the morning, and everything is working the way it's supposed to. And I think it's a miracle. But I would really like you to, stick around. I will be putting out another one where I talk about all the things that I did from 2012 to 2020, the diets that I went on and stuff and results. But I just wanted to give an update and a little talk here, and I hope that you'll come back. Subscribe, leave a comment if you have questions, and thank you. Have a good day. Bye, friends.